Hey folks, okay, so I just want to share with you quickly a realization that I had a couple of days ago. And if you want to hear the full story and kind of meander with me through that experience, then you can find that on YT. It's in a video called Shifting Emotional States. But here I'm just going to try to give you the abridged version. So a couple of days ago, I was walked through this emotional experience, right? And it was all connected to a memory that I had. And what my guides did was they blew it up, right? So big, this feeling that, for one, I couldn't look away from it and disregard it. And two, so that I could understand, okay, this is something that can happen for really big things. So we all know that we are in a really unique, energetic place here on this physical plane right now. Everything is wide open. Everything is barreling in quite rapidly, right? People are coming into their gifts really fast and furious for the first time ever. And by the way, I do teach a psychic development class. And so if that's something that you're interested in, feel free to reach out to me in email or find the information on YT. But this rapidness that's happening, it's not only for that, right? It's for many things, including manifestation as well as healing. And so think about a memory that you have and the emotional state around it and how charged it might be, right? Maybe it makes you angry when you think about it. Maybe it makes you sad. Maybe it makes you nostalgic. Maybe it makes you feel like you missed out on something. You know, whatever it is, oftentimes we reach that emotional state before we even remember the details of what happened. And that's kind of the step one in this whole thing. Like, if you can recognize the emotional state that's created through a memory or through an experience that you had, you're almost like halfway there, right? Because the other thing is just having some semblance of awareness about how it has contributed to your conditioning or the way that you think or feel or make decisions, or whatever it is, like how it reaches out and infiltrates your present and your future. But the thing is, because we're on such a rapid course right now, we don't have to do all of the heavy lifting around following that trail back through the whys and the hows and the whens, especially if we are versed in being self-reflective, in doing shadow work, in healing wounds. For those of us, we can kind of take that whole jumbled up mess and say, okay, this is too big here. Simplify the process needed in order to shift it. Because that's what I did. They blew up that feeling for me, that emotional state, and I was like, this thing has got reach, right? I could see how it was affecting things. And I'm like, it's way too raveled up. It will take me the rest of my life to unravel that piece by piece and get back to the roots of all of it, of how it started, where it began, and how it has unfolded and what exactly it's affecting. It was just way too big. And so they showed it to me in my mind's eye, like this big mess of this raveled up cancerous thing, really. And again, they were like magnifying it so I could understand the message, right? So they're showing it to me and I'm like, yeah, nope, can't do anything with that. It's way too big. Help me understand what I can do, though. And once I said that, what I saw, this big old jumbled up mess of a thing, got smaller and smaller and smaller, and eventually it was the size of like a pit, right? Like a peach pit or an apricot pit. And I thought, okay, that I can work with. And actually, I didn't even have to do much. Just by me asking that question, they did the work for me. They shined the light on it, the healing light, as it was getting smaller and smaller. And then eventually I saw it drop on the ground, and I heard the tink as it hit. And I'm like, okay, that will do it, you know. And from there, eventually I got to where I felt the emotional shift in my body, right? But it wasn't immediate because the feelings the emotion around it had been made so big that I then had to remind myself of another technique where it was like, okay, now it's time to just look away and go do something joyful. Go do something that brings you a little bit of joy so you can ground back in, so you can revel in that joy, because that's the other part, right? And so this whole clearing process was really gearing me up to understand how I could clear something really rather quickly, within the matter of a day, that was so big, and then step into some joy, and then ready myself for rapid manifestation. Because I said everything's happening fast, and manifestation is definitely one of those things. So, okay, that is my realization I wanted to share with you all. In a nutshell, I will be creating an offer around this soon enough. And again, if you have come into your gifts recently, then feel free to reach out to me about my psychic development class. I also offer one-on-ones. If you are wondering what exactly you could shift or how you could do it, then feel free to contact me about that as well. And I will see you guys soon.